social studies class, rain and rivers. In the last class we have started our class with introduction with the rain, how we enjoy the raindrops and how the rain clouds are formed with the process of evaporation. Let me make it more interesting by showing a video of water cycle. Let us recall what we have learned in the last class. So here you can see a video.
Let's look at the science of rain and how raindrops form. First, we'll need the sun. When the sun shines on water on the Earth's surface, the heat of the sun warms the water, turning it into an invisible gas called water vapor. This process, the changing of water into a gas, is called evaporation. Because gases are lighter than liquids, water vapor rises up into the sky. And the further you move up and away from the Earth's surface, the colder the temperature gets. So in the sky, the water vapor cools and changes back into tiny water droplets. This change is called condensation and is the opposite of evaporation. Clouds are made up of tiny water droplets, so when condensation occurs in the sky, clouds form and grow. Let's take a closer look. When water droplets bump into one another, they stick together and grow in size. They continue to grow until they are too heavy and fall as rain. They even grow as they bump into one another on their journey from the cloud to the ground. And every single raindrop that reaches the ground is made up of 1 million of the original tiny water droplets. Raindrops fall on the ground surface where the sun can shine on them, and the whole process happens again. This is called the water cycle and keeps water moving from the ground to the sky, providing the water needed for plants, animals and people to survive. So now you know.
That is what. So you have seen an interesting video about the water cycle? Yes. Let us now start our class with the winds and clouds. As I told you in the last class that how does the winds move from one place to another? What makes the wind move? Let us learn in the section of winds and clouds. So where it is very hot, the land gets heated and the air near the land becomes heat and flows up, and again the air which is, you can observe here how the sunlight fall on the land and the area here becomes hot. The hot area is known as low pressure area. Low pressure area means whatever hot air is there, it floats up and here it becomes a low pressure area. The pressure of air is very less here. But as we can see, the cool air contains a moisturizer in this. So it is known as a high pressure area. High pressure area. So this air contains of molecules of water. And as you know, where there is low pressure area, as I told you, the molecules become dry here, and these molecules of cool air moves from high pressure to low pressure and occupy these places. So this movement of the low pressure winds towards high pressure winds towards the low pressure wind is known as wind. We call it as wind. How does it happen? Because of the heating of land or water due to the extreme sunlight, the low pressure area occurs. In summer, we can observe the hot winds are blowing. So it happens because of the low pressure area occurred in that place. It mostly happens in the hot place. Hot places can be considered as low pressure area and cool places can be considered as high pressure area, and the air moves from high pressure to low pressure to balance the air. So hot. The sea is cool. The breeze from the sea moves towards the land. And in the winter it happens opposite. The sea water gets heated due to the sunlight and the land is very cool. So the breeze from the land moves towards the sea. So these movement of air is known as winds. These winds, when they flow from high pressure to low pressure, along with them they carry the clouds. So this is how the clouds move thousands of kilometers with the help of winds. So we have learned this, and now we can see here how the monsoon winds in India. So you can observe, this is India. So the winds, when land is hot here. So when land is hot here, so what I said here, hot place is considered as low pressure area. When low pressure area is created here, the winds move from seas to land. They also move from both the Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal. So the winds which flow towards the land, they carry along with them the clouds and they rain on the land. These winds which blow are known as monsoon winds in India. These winds have a lot of impact of Indian rains. How does they affect? Winds come from Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal rain clouds called monsoon winds. Transport rain clouds. So these winds are transporting the clouds. So these are means of transport through which the clouds are carried away for thousands of kilometers. And as I told you in the last class, it's heavily rain on the seas compared to the land. Yes. Now then they are also called southwest monsoon winds. Why these are called southwest monsoon? So this is the south and this is the west. So since this direction the winds are blowing, we call it as southwest monsoons. So mostly the coastal region of west gets rains due to this southwest monsoon winds, and also the parts of east of India receives heavy rains due to these winds, and these process reverse in winter when the winds blow from rivers in the winter season carries the wind changes and it returns. While returning also it gives rain to the land and return to the sea. Okay, then blow only in the summer. As I told you, the process of low pressure area, high pressure area which makes the land very hot in the summer. These winds blow mostly in summer. The two arms of the monsoons blow from Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal. So, and they bring rain for India. In which season does it rain in our region, the region where you live? Yes, in the beginning of the June, there is a lot of change. July, it started raining. Up to August, September and October it rains. Okay, I will show you one of the videos so that you can better understand how does it rains. Now I ask a few questions related to here. Which winds are responsible for the rain in Hyderabad? Yes, the winds which blow from the Arabian Sea. Okay, here you can observe in this picture. Here you can see the coastal region here. west coast where it is greenly shaded, it receives rain. Due to this, the winds which flow from the Arabian Sea and this region they receive. So while coming the clouds, they absorb the water here and they rain here in this region. Okay, now let us know with the help of one video to better understand the monsoon rains of India and how they help in rains. So here.
Monsoon. In this module, you will understand the concept of Indian monsoon, explain the factors that determine the typicality of Indian monsoon, and also explain the role of monsoon in Indian economy. Monsoon, Indian monsoon. To the poets, it is magical. It is dramatic. In fact, it really is dramatic. Let us see what a monsoon is. Monsoon is a periodic seasonal wind that comes from sea to land in a particular season and completely reverses back with the change in the atmospheric conditions in the next season. It is a typical yet dominant feature of the Indian climate. The term monsoon is derived from an Arabic word mawsim, which means season. In olden days, the sailors found this wind convenient to set in their sails on the direction of the wind. They used to save their fuel and time by doing so. Let us discuss the causes of this seasonal reversal of wind from sea to land and land to sea. The main cause is the differential heating and cooling of land and its surrounding water bodies, that is seas and oceans. During summer, land is hotter and thus low pressure develops over interior parts of the large Indian landmass. Simultaneously, high pressure condition develops over the seas and oceans surrounding India. Thus, a steady flow of moisture-laden wind moves towards India and causes rainfall for almost 3 months. As the pressure system reverses due to apparent shifting of the sun from the Tropic of Cancer to the equator, the wind also reverses back to the same direction from where it comes. There is another interesting fact that the apparent movement of the sun from the Tropic of Cancer in June to the Tropic of Capricorn in December affects the global climate. The pressure belts and the wind systems change globally. The maximum effect can be noticed on the equatorial belt. Here, the northeast and the southeast trade winds converge, and thus it is also called as the Intertropical Convergence Zone or ITCZ. So, due to the apparent movement of the sun, this ITCZ shifts 5 degrees north during summer and 5 degrees south during winter. The ITCZ is pushed further north till the Ganga Basin due to the differential heating and cooling of the Indian landmass and its surrounding water bodies during the monsoon season. We call it as a monsoon trough. The intense low-pressure system formed over the Tibetan Plateau attracts air from the intense high-pressure system that develops over Indian Ocean near Madagascar island of Africa. This causes a strong pull of moisture-laden air mass from ocean to the landmass of India. While the shifting of the ITCZ, the pressure system reverses, causing the reversal of wind. Around the same time, the movement of upper air circulation or the jet streams also affects the summer and winter monsoons of India. The global climatic events of changing pressure system over oceans have tremendous effect on the arrival, duration, amount and retreat of monsoon in India. The equatorial belt or the tropical region of the Pacific and Indian Oceans faces the maximum effects. Usually, the situation is like when the southeastern Pacific has low pressure and high temperature, the eastern Indian Ocean has high pressure and low temperature. But the situation reverses roughly in 3 to 8 years. This reversal of temperature and pressure condition across the ocean is called as southern oscillation. Due to vast uninterrupted ocean in the southern hemisphere, the conditions are felt more than in the northern hemisphere. The normal condition brings moderate to good monsoon, whereas the reverse condition brings drought and famine to the Asian region. El Nino and La Nina are the two opposite ends of the southern oscillation or SO cycle. El Nino is the warm phase of southern oscillation, and La Nina is the cold phase of southern oscillation. These deviations from normal surface temperatures can have large-scale impacts not only on ocean processes, but also on global weather and climate. This climatic event is also known as ENSO. El means El Nino and So means southern oscillation. During El Nino, the monsoon will be weaker and comes late in India as summer is cooler, and the surrounding sea and ocean temperature remain warmer than the usual. The Peruvian cold current is replaced by a warm current. Therefore, the pull of air from the landmass will be weak. The La Nina is good for monsoon condition as the temperature over the sea remains cooler and pressure difference between land and sea is very high. So the pulling of air mass from sea to land is very intense. El Nino and La Nina events occur on average every 2 to 7 years. The arrival of the monsoon rain in India is the most satisfying and joyous moment for the people of India. This is more because India is an agricultural country and the economic growth of each year depends on the amount and duration of monsoon rain. Delays and long breaks in monsoon rain are dangerous for the basic occupations such as farming, fishing and forestry. This is because chances of drought and famine increase. On the other hand, a long spell of heavy rain may damage standing crops with the increased threats of flood. The secondary sector of the economy, like the agro-based industry, also depends on monsoon, as the supply of their raw material is governed by a good spell of rain. The market will remain steady with a good monsoon year with stable price of food products, whereas a bad monsoon season will cause inflation, food insecurity and public unrest. Monsoon is a unifying bond of the nature and lifestyle of India. The rivers and ponds rejuvenate with rainwater. The soil and underground water table gets support to hold moisture and water, and the parched plant and animal kingdoms become lively with the monsoon shower. The green nature of monsoon-fed India has inspired poets and artists to create rich poetry and paintings that add to our rich cultural heritage. Let's recap. Monsoon is a periodic seasonal wind that blows from sea to land in one season and versus valley.
As we have learned here, how the monsoon winds are useful for the flourishing of Indian culture. So now let us know about the rainfall in Telangana. Southwest monsoon set around the beginning of June. The winds carrying the clouds reach Telangana. So here, when they reach Telangana, they brings a lot of rain for Telangana region. But from all the regions of Telangana receive the equal amount of rain. Let us know how the different places of Telangana are receiving the rain. So here you can see Mahabubnagar and Jogjalamba districts receive very little rain in Telangana state. Why does it happen? Actually, we can observe what is the reason. The mountain ranges like the Western Ghats. You can observe the Western Ghats here. The Western Ghats are responsible for this condition. So when the winds blow like this, these, as I told you, the places which are suitable for raining. So this is the greenery place, and as we know, trees are very important for the best rainfall. That is the reason we ask to grow more trees for more rains. How does it affect? How does the trees impact on the rain? Let us know in this. Here you can observe when the winds blow due to the greenery and the mountainary region where the climate is very suitable for the clouds to settle down and rain is suitable here. So these places are very dry. So winds flow very faster here and these winds flow towards the Western Ghats and there it rains more. The greenery part which you can see receives the maximum rain more than 100 centimeter and above moderate rainfall. And the yellow parts you can observe, they receive more than 60 to 99 centimeters rainfall, that is a low rainfall areas is yellow. And here you can see the red shade, very low rainfall rainfall means it is below 60 centimeters. The rainfall can be observed in these areas, which are known as the Jogulamba and Vanapatri, Mahabub Nagar, some parts of the Mahabub Nagar, and Nagar Karnool, also a few parts of Nagar Karnool, and even Nalgonda, some parts receives a very low rainfall region. So you can observe Telangana doesn't receive equal rainfall every part in all their parts. So this is what the rainfall in Telangana. So how can we measure? How does it came to know that it rains very low, it rains very high? How the rain water is measured? Let us do one of the experiment to measure how the rainfall is measured. So here we can make a small rain gauge. This rain gauge helps us to know the rain. We can do this with the help of a bottle. When the rainwater falls like this, and it gives the measurements, we can make this rain gauge and we can know how many centimeters our area is receiving the rainfall. So I hope you are going to do this at home. We will meet in the next class with another topic. Thank you. Have a great day.